If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Unfortunately, we still do this show for some reason. We're happy to be here with you guys on a Sunday evening, wishing it was for... I wish we were coming to you guys under better circumstances, I guess. It's like, but unfortunately, we're not. Honestly, the worst thing about being a Cleveland fan today might not even have been this Browns game. It might have been the Class A betting news that came out. Like, did he throw games
during the game too?
Did he throw playoff games last year during the playoffs? So just not a good day to be a Cleveland fan, unless you're a Cavs fan. Or if you're going to be running the Browns next year, it was a good day to be for you because our draft pick got better and all the teams we needed to lose lost, or won, vice versa. So tough day for the Browns. Tough day to be a Browns fan. We're going to get into everything. We have 7 voicemails to get to today. So if you want to get thoughts and intros on the show like these people did, head to thedogspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail, the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. I'm sure as we move forward into this season, into the offseason, there's going to be tons of content about what coach we're going to hire and what free out front office we're going to hire. So you don't want to miss any of that content we're putting out. You can find us on any of the social media platforms. Just search at the Dogs Podcast. And if you want more Dogs content, you want to hang out with Browns fans from all over the world, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member, get access to the private Discord, have people to commiserate with on game days and throughout the week. Like anytime that we hear the terms, we're going to stick with Dylan Gabriel, you'll have somebody to cry with in the Discord. So if that's the kind of stuff you're into, you want some people to commiserate with, you like playing, you want to play fantasy football, obviously not this season, but heading into next year, we got dynasty leagues and redraft leagues and all that good stuff.
And don't forget the Dog Pack Discord episodes. We do those every week.
Yes.
So if you want to be part of those, and I'm going to do those into the off season as well. So that's not just for the season.
So if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to talk to these people, it's jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member. Do we still need to address Spotify? Has that been cleared up yet, or do we need to announce that still?
Just forget. If you don't hear intro music, if you're listening to this on audio, it's because Spotify still hasn't communicated with me. So whatever. We'll figure
essentially
it out.
The intro song that we've used since like episode 3 of this podcast.
2020.
Yeah. Really? Okay, so since episode 1 in 2020, all of a sudden is now like a rights issue with Spotify. It makes no sense. So if you don't hear intro music, that's why. It's just going to lead in with the soft tones of me. But again, let's just jump into it here. Tough day to be a Browns fan. I didn't tell anybody my thoughts in the Discord after the game. I didn't even text Josh and Justin other than about kind of how funny I thought today was. If you're dead inside like me and you have zero expectations, you can kind of laugh these things off. So I just wanted I wanted the first place where my thoughts come out to be on the live episode tonight. And what I said now is, if they want to fire everybody, just fire everybody.
I was going to ask you if you were ready yet, man.
So here's the deal. I talked a lot about how I expected us to be 0-8 at the bye. We were 2-6. We were better than I thought we would be at the bye. I was remaining patient, but I said that there were games left on the schedule that I was judging the Browns on, and that this was one of them. I also said this was an absolute cannot lose game. You cannot lose to a team that is actively tanking. They wanted to lose the game. At least their front office and maybe their coaching staff would never say it out loud, but I bet you they have some assurances that losses are okay right now, and we lost that game. And it's at the point now where I even though I'm you can fire everybody and maybe you need to fire everybody, I'm more upset about how we got to this point because I still think Kevin will go coach somewhere and probably be good. I think we're firing our best coach that we've had in a long time. And I think one decision to go get a quarterback that ended up sucking completely derailed what was a very promising build for us to finally have front office and coach in place. And that one decision essentially tanked any chance they had at being successful. And now it's just completely off the rails. I also don't think it's all on, like, it's not just Kevin. Bubba Ventrone, the special teams are terrible. And I've been trying to say for the entire season that the defense is front runners. And they got bullied in the fourth quarter by a Jets team. And I understand that if we don't give up 2 special teams touchdowns, we would have won the game. Defense played well enough to win. But you needed one stop. You needed one stop to have a chance to beat the Jets. The Jets. Okay. You got bullied, and you had a 2nd and 17 and gave up a 42-yard touchdown pass to Breece Hall on just a regular old screen pass. And then after that, you let them just get first down, and then you jump off sides. Like, so the defense is front runners, and honest to God, they've been front runners for 3 seasons, even going back to the year where they were technically great. They were great at home against bad quarterbacks and awful on the road against anybody average or better. They've been front runners for 3 years now, and they've just been able to skate by on that. And people could blame the offense and say, well, if the offense was better, the defense would be good enough. They're front runners. I don't want to hear any more talk about the defense. The entire team today is maybe the most aggravated I've ever been with the Browns in like the last 2 years. This is a game you cannot lose. And for maybe the first time this season, people will think I'm crazy. We looked like we didn't even care. It was the first game I watched this year where we looked like we just, whatever. We're going to lose to the Jets. And it's coaching malfeasance, malpractice to continue to put Dylan Gabriel on the field.
Absolutely, man. I agree with you. It's good to hear you kind of shifting gears on what, has been going on with this team. I was watching this game. So after the game, looking at the stats, kind of reconfirmed what I was feeling during the game. They had that 42-yard screen pass in the fourth quarter to put them up. And before that, the Browns defense held Justin Fields. Forget that it's Justin Fields. He just went off against I know it's the Bengals and everything, but the dude is capable. He's a capable quarterback when given an opportunity. We held him 5 completions for 12 yards and a pick throughout the vast majority of the game. 5 completions for 12 yards. The opposing quarterback in an NFL game. There's no way you should lose that game. That is inexcusable. It's just, oh my gosh.
And here's what this is going to sound crazy because the offense wasn't good. The defense, other than I think the defense were the definition of soft in the fourth quarter. Technically, the defense and the offense played well enough to win today.
Oh, easily winnable game. That's what I was talking to my dad about after the game. I said, easily should have won that game. No contest. We are clearly a better roster than the Jets. Clearly. As
bad as the offense was, they still played well enough to win that game. Mm-hmm. But you can't give up 2 touchdowns on special teams.
There it is.
You know what I mean? So you finally got enough out of the offense. And when I say enough, I mean like the absolute bare minimum of what you should get out of your offense. But it was more than we've gotten the last few weeks. And they were given a short field for the 1 touchdown, but all 20 points they scored were the offense. The defense, like the Dolphins game, I think the defense scored if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But so this was 20 all offensive points. Well, they were able to take advantage of a short field.
There you go. Yeah.
But you have to.
I know. You still have to score. I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying it wasn't like a drive down the field. But yeah, I'm with you.
So, but it was 20 organic points out of the offense, which for us is kind of a modern day miracle.
That's like hitting 50.
And the defense held a guy to under 100 yards passing. He had, I think, 60 some yards passing. 54. And one play was a 42-yard. It was a screen pass. It was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And we lost that game because we gave up 2 special teams touchdowns. It's just that, like, that's the kind of stuff where I've been like the staunchest supporter of everything, the front office and the coach. That's inexcusable. That's inexcusable. You can't lose. You can't lose to this team in that way. Would I fire everybody tomorrow? I don't think it does you any good. But at this point, unless like a miracle happens, and that miracle is not going to happen, they're all gone. They're going to be all gone. Jimmy Haslam's only going to have so much patience. Whenever I said we all expected what this season would be, yes, I expected to lose all the games to the good teams and beat the awful teams and have 4 to 6 wins. We're going to be lucky if we win another game.
I know you, right before we came on, you said, yeah, your prediction of winning 3 of the next 4 is not off to a great start here.
Yes.
Because we're definitely not beating the Ravens next week. I don't think there's any AFC North, weird stuff that can happen next week where the Browns actually beat the Ravens. I don't care if it's at home. Like they're on a streak here where they're trying to make it to the playoffs. They're not going to let us beat them. Like it's not going to happen. It happened last year. They're not going to let it happen again. And then we got to go to Las Vegas, which after we lost to the Jets, there is no game I'm picking the Browns to win this year. None.
I do not understand. And it might be the single biggest reason why I'm like a foot out the door on the coaching staff is you can't put Dylan Gabriel back in there to continue. Listen, I didn't expect us to go to the playoffs. I didn't even expect us to win that many games. But I expected us to beat the Jets.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I watch you put this kid out there for now 5 weeks in a row, like I think you said it, the fact that this kid doesn't have 40 interceptions is he should be kneeling next to his bed every night, thanking the good Lord that he doesn't lead the league in interceptions in only 5 games. I also don't understand how he hasn't gotten anybody killed.
That's a great point, man.
He throws more. I mean, he got a Jets defender killed.
Yeah.
We just got lucky that the Jets are so bad that the guy put a hit on his own player instead of on set. Cedric Tillman would have been out for the rest of the season again.
Oh, for sure. Yep. That would have been the end of his season. Yep.
Yes. He would have had 4 broken ribs.
A concussion.
Yeah.
7-week concussion.
So he throws more hospital balls than any quarterback. It is hard to throw hospital balls because you're not allowed to hit anybody. This dude has figured out a way to bring back the hospital ball. It's just, I can't watch him play anymore. And I'm not saying he's the sole problem, but he is a large problem. I don't know if I've ever watched worse offensive tackle play in my life than what I watched today. It is hard to call plays. It's hard to do anything on offense when you just literally cannot block. It doesn't matter what you do. They're running around you. They're running through. I don't know how many times I watched one of our tackles just get pushed down on their ass, pushed over. Unbelievable. Those 2 tackles, Jack Conklin and Cam Robinson, they should be embarrassed for anybody to have watched that game today. That was disgusting. It's
weird to me. And this is where I should go back and look at more film and things if I had more time to do it. It's just, so Jack Conklin he's a good tackle. He's had a great career. He's an all-pro, all those kinds of things. Why does he look the exact same as Cornelius Lucas or KT Leviston? Like, it doesn't matter who you put there on either side. It's bad. I don't understand what's going on with the line. And it makes me worried about the future if by some weird chance they decide to keep coaching staff in place or certain members. Like, what are we going to do? I mean, we're going to draft a tackle in the first round. I'm hesitant to put anybody at any position in this offense just because I feel like nobody looks good. It's just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
It's part of the problem too with like when you trot Dylan Gabriel out there, there's zero threat in a pass game.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no worry. They're just bull rushing full steam ahead. There's no threat for him to really run it. He did it a couple times today, but overall, he's not going to kill you with his legs. He's not going to burn you against the blitz. Like, there's just no fear. They just pin their ears back and just go. He cannot throw at an NFL level. I don't understand. I watched him play in college, and I watched him make some throws. I don't know what happened. Like, I obviously understand the talent gap between college and the NFL is way different, but he looks like he's never thrown a football before.
A yard is still a yard. from college to NFL. And it's like, if it's past 15, 20 yards in the air, I don't know what it just kind of just like
it looks like a punt.
Yeah, it just kind of floats out and it's like,
and it hangs up there forever.
Yeah.
The touchdown pass to Jerry Jeudy was atrocious.
Dude, if I had to hear the broadcasters call it a beautiful throw one more time, I was going to flip.
He had him beat to the back corner of the end zone, easy touchdown, and it takes Jerry Jeudy making an incredible play. Think about that. Jerry Jeudy had to save you.
Well, and the corner kind of fell down too.
To get this. That ball hung up forever. It had 4 seconds of hang time. And it looks like he had to throw it as hard as he could.
Yeah.
Like any ball that is a deep ball, not even like deep, 20 yards, it looks like he can't hardly get it there. And everything is on this huge arc because he's so short, he can't see anything. Even the 4th and 1 play call. Yeah. First of all, I don't know what he was doing, but we don't even know if the play was good or bad because he literally just took the snap and stood there. Like if you go back, I don't even know if he took a drop. He literally just caught the snap and just stood there. Didn't take a drop. And I saw a still, and I don't know if it was from that play, but if it's from that play, there's like literally every player was open.
Cedric Tillman was open. I think it was either Fannin or Njoku was breaking in. They were going to be open. Like he had options, man.
And you can't keep putting him out there. That to me, like it's the single biggest reason that is just grinding my gears about the Browns right now. I expected us to suck this year, but don't do things like there's no way Shedeur is that much worse. And even if he is, then let us see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
show it to us.
Yes, because it can't be worse. How it can't possibly be worse.
No, it cannot be worse. Let's hit a voicemail. Let's do our buddy Andy Kaiser real quick.
What's up, guys and Browns fans? It's Andy Kaiser. Just my take on the game today. This is a validation to me that this team is completely mismanaged. I think the majority of us know that, and that's top down. And the reason I feel that way is we saw domination from our opponent in all 3 phases of the game. Obviously, special teams, what a huge debacle. The offense, we knew that was a problem all year. No different today. And then defense just screwing the pooch. It took a team to lose today, and they lost big time. And completely lost my faith. I was already out on Kevin, even more so. I don't know how you sit there and you say, Kevin it's not really Kevin's fault, give him another shot, and then turn around and say, Dylan Gabriel sucks and he's been Kevin's guy the whole time. To me, that just speaks volumes of Kevin himself, of he wanted Dylan Gabriel from the start, thinks he's the bee's knees, and continues and refuses to start Shedeur Sanders or even play him. And here we are. So take it from there, boys. See ya.
Maybe the most concerning thing is talent evaluation I don't know how you could, what you saw to make you think that he could play at this level. And I could push back and say, just because they took him in the 3rd round doesn't mean they thought he was going to be like the franchise savior, but they thought he could operate the offense. That's why they took him in the 3rd. Like if they thought he was the franchise savior, they would have taken him at 2, but they took him in the 3rd. So in the 3rd is a little bit of a flyer pick, but you said he could operate the offense, and you've been trying to convince us of that since you drafted him. And there's been multiple media members who have come out and said, false, this guy is awful. He should not even be on a roster. Why are you trying to convince us of this? And all it's done, and then he had like one okay preseason game, and people were having to try to backpedal their criticisms of him. No, they're back on full display. It's just he doesn't tell me one thing Dylan Gabriel does well. You can't tell me he's a supercomputer. You can't tell me he reads the field so well. He misses more open guys than anybody. He misses more open guys than injured 2021 Baker. I feel like every single one of our receivers' dads could put out a compilation video about how many times they're open.
Yeah.
every single one of them. And it's just like, and so like I'm okay, I'm out maybe right now on the coaching staff and everything, but I think I would be out on different reasons. So like my reason is the fact that they're going to continue to peddle him out there and that they think he is good enough to do something that we can all clearly see he's not. I'm not so much out on, I guess like the play calling and the scheme. I thought play calling, especially in the first half, was actually pretty decent today with Tommy Reese. We were rolling him out more and stuff like that. And we have guys open. We have below average people open all the time. We just have yet to have a quarterback this year who will throw it to them. And the little bit Joe Flacco would throw it to them early in the year, we just dropped them. So it's a failure. If I had to pick one person, I would put most of the blame on. For me, it's Andrew Berry.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about that.
This can't be a team that you assemble. This is not an NFL caliber roster on 2 of the 3 sides of the football.
No, and I mean, I know a couple of nice draft picks this past year is not enough to make me trust him with rebuilding this thing. I mean, they've had the control of this roster and this team for 6 years now, and this is where we are. We're at 5-21 over the last 2 seasons now. Like, I'm out just on those numbers. We're 5-23 since the last time the Browns somehow managed to put back-to-back wins together. And the big thing for me, and I posted this on social media earlier, we talked about this. Just the one thing I texted you after the game. In 2022, okay, the Browns played the Jets at home. We held a 13-point lead over them with less than 2 minutes to play. Since 2001, there had been 2,229 such scenarios where a team had a 13-point lead with less than 2 minutes to play, and they were 2,229-0, and the Browns lost that game. Now, today, we go to New York and play the Jets. We hold them to less than 175 total yards, and we committed 0 turnovers on offense. Since 1950, teams were 225-0 in those scenarios, and the Browns lost. This finding historical ways to lose is, I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. This episode is sponsored by W3 Schools. Have you ever wished you knew how to write web programming code? Before I launched my website design business, I knew exactly nothing about writing web code. The languages were so foreign to me, and I didn't have a clue where to begin, but that's when I discovered W3 Schools, and that's also when everything changed for my career. Right now, you guys can head over to campus.w3schools.com/dogs and use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, to get 20% off select certification collections. Now, W3 Schools is the largest online web developer site with tutorials and courses to help you learn and improve your skills in writing code. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, Python, and more. Dive into an extensive library of courses, lessons, quizzes, and interactive exercises on W3 Schools campus. Whether you're a beginner like I was when I started, or you're an experienced coder, there is something for everyone. Track your progress as you learn, revisit areas that you need to improve on, and advance at your own pace with real-time feedback and results. I can tell you guys firsthand, I would not be where I am today without W3 Schools. Our website, thedogspodcast.com, would not exist without the knowledge and skills that I learned through the user-friendly and easy-to-follow tutorials from W3 Schools. If I can do it, if I can learn it, guys, you can too. Trust me on that. Learning code could take your career to a whole other level that you never even dreamed possible. Earn credentials that show employers what you can do. W3 Schools platform offers certification exams at different skill levels, and you can see your results right away. These industry-recognized certificates help you stand out and get ahead in your career. So don't wait. I fully recommend W3 Schools, obviously, because it was the catalyst that launched my web development career. Head to campus.w3schools.com/dogs and use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, for 20% off today.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tidcast, dude, we are rebuilding right now. As we speak, and you guys act like we are going to compete this year. That's why it's hilarious listening to the Browns fans this year. LOL. Ted, you're talking to the wrong guy here. That's literally been what I've been saying for 9 weeks before today. What I'm saying is this is a game that you win even when you're rebuilding. You're still supposed to have a top 5 defense. You're still not actively tanking. Supposedly, the Jets are trying to lose football games. Their front office is pissed that they won today. Pissed. Okay. So yeah, it's just
we just got all these first round picks and you guys go and win.
Yes. So like that, you can't tell me about trust me, I know about the rebuild. I've been one of the most patient people in the world when it comes to expectations for this season and the rebuild and what to expect. I said there was like 4 or 5 games I was judging the Browns on. This was one of them, and it was a failure on all 3 phases. It was not, there wasn't one single phase of this game. Even the defense playing as well as they did in spots, to me I expect that. The Jets are terrible. They have an offense arguably almost just as bad as ours. You can't get bullied in the fourth quarter. You can't jump off sides. Kevin's literally running it onto the field screaming, "Don't jump, don't jump." Everybody watching on TV, everybody in America knew they were not running a play, and Chad Thomas jumps off sides. And that's after you let them run for first down on the first play.
Yeah.
It's just that's why all 3 phases, epic failure. And I wasn't going to be out on Kevin until he continued to roll Dylan Gabriel out there, and it looked like the locker room quit. To me, it looked like both things happened today. And I don't understand how you can get that out of the bye. And if so...
We haven't even said that yet. This was out of the bye week. You had 2 weeks to prepare. And I did this on the preview show, how like the Jets defense is not good, especially against the run. And we didn't even manage to run the ball very well. I mean, it would have been nice to have that 15-yard run on the first play of the game, but Cam Robinson was holding. So now instead of, 1st and 10 after a 15-yard gain, we had 10 yards lost and all that crap. On that first drive, it was hilarious when the announcer, I forget which one it was, said that was probably the worst opening sequence I've seen all season.
We've talked about Dylan Gabriel, but how many passes did he have today where I was like, oh, got tipped at the line? And then they show the replay. It wasn't tipped.
No, he just threw it to nobody.
He just threw it to nobody, or he just threw it at the ground, or he just threw it 5 yards behind. It happened at least 2 or 3 times. I was like, oh, I got tipped at the line. And then they show even the announcer one time was like, that ball might have been tipped. And then they go back, nope, not tipped. And it's just like, it's indefensible. I've defended these people a lot more than most people. I can't come on here and defend that. I knew we wouldn't be able to run the ball today, by the way. I knew it. Well, we won't be able to run the ball until we have some threat of a passing attack, because teams don't even have to worry about it.
No, and for the season, we're I think a bottom 2 or 3 passing offense, and we're still a bottom 5 rushing offense. Like even with Quinshawn doing some good things here and there, overall as a team, we're not good running the ball. I wanted to do the super chat here from Neil Gray. Thank you, man. It says, OMG, the fans, ticket holders, and season seat holders deserved better. 6 years losing record, 43-52 Stefanski coaching is appalling. He obviously has Haslam unconditional support for tanking 2.0. He has to go. I agree. I mean, you guys all know if you've watched the show for any number of weeks there, I've been out on Kevin for a while. Like just the whole coaching, the whole regime. Like I'm ready to just wipe it clean. Paul DePodesta already left this week, and I think that anybody that has been involved with him over the last decade needs to go. Just get new people in here. Look where we are. We are rock bottom, man. We are scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I thought they would for sure be back. Today makes me question whether that is the case.
Yeah.
You can't lose these games. Like you can't lose to the Jets. You can't lose to the Raiders. You can't lose to the Titans. Like the owner might say, hey guys, I'm not expecting you to go to the playoffs. I'm not expecting a Super Bowl run this year, but I need you to keep the locker room together. I need you to keep guys bought in. And when you get to play those 4 or 5 teams that we should beat, I need you to beat those teams. Not be embarrassed, not lose in another historically only in Cleveland way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like even the most patient owner, which Jimmy Haslam has not always been the most patient owner, is that's going to wear thin real quick. So appreciate the super chat. Did we have another one, or was that?
Yeah, we got one from Jason here. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it?
Yeah, go ahead, because I lost it.
He says, defense front runner, ? They held the Jets to 13 points, their offense. Quarterback to 54 yards, running back under 100 yards. Stop carrying water for a losing coach who was gifted Baker, Chubb, and Garrett to start with.
Well, all that can be true, and they could still be front runners. They played well in the first half when it was going great, and as soon as there is a little bit of adversity, we're down late, they got to get a stop. They don't get it. The offense literally never got the ball back. You're supposed to be elite. You're supposed to be the best defense in football. All of this team's money outside of one player is on the defensive side of the football. Don't tell me they're front runners. It's just like the Cavs. When they're at home, when they're playing great, they make 53s. As soon as somebody punches them in the mouth, they cower. It's the same way with this Browns defense. As soon as they give up a touchdown, they gave up that screen pass to Breece Hall. Instead of being like, all right, it's one play, we still got a chance to win this. They were done. They gave up. It was awful. That's front running. When it's going, everybody can play well when it's going good.
Yeah, I mean, and even the best defenses in the league, like if we were playing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs or the Bills or the Lions or, a good offense with a good quarterback, good coach, all that kind of stuff, sometimes it's just not going to go your way. Sometimes the other side's just going to get the better of you. I mean, it happens. You're playing the Jets, the New York freaking Jets, man. Like, there's no excuse. There's just no excuse for it to end the way it did. On defense. Let me hit Brad's voicemail real quick.
Oh, hang on 1 second, guys. Let me check the news feed. Nope, Patron hasn't been fired yet. Dude, 5 and fucking 26. 5 and 26. That's what's been our record lately. That's what the Browns are, bringing so much joy to us lately. I'm over this whole coaching regime. I'm over the front office. I'm over fucking everything about this team. I'm just done. The Jets are just, they trade away a bunch of their good players. And what do? We lose to that team. Justin Fields didn't even have over 50 yards passing, and we lose to him. Our special teams was like, on delay, just run down the field on us. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be all right. Nope. Defense didn't travel again. Dylan Gabriel barely knows what a forward pass is. Yeah, this team's just a disaster. Fire everybody. I'm just done, dude. We can be a little positive, whatever, about some things, some of the rookies, but I'm over it. Turn it over. Let's start anew again. It's been 10 years of this nonsense. Let's go. Woof, woof.
Before we get to the super chat, a couple things I want to get in here. You're scapegoating the defense. People are saying I'm not blaming the defense but the defense was not, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm happy with what the defense did today because they held a terrible team to not a lot of points. Somebody said defense did their job. Part of their job is getting them off the field in the fourth quarter so our team has a chance to go down and go 3 and out and lose. But at least then they can blame
offense,
yes. Their job doesn't stop just because the offense is playing bad. I'm so tired of hearing why would they try because they're professional athletes, because they're getting paid, because they should have some pride. This person's success doesn't dictate how hard I'm going to try. Like that makes no sense to me. If I'm on the field, I'm trying as hard as I can. I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but just because the offense doesn't play well doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and slack. Like, no, I'm still putting tape out there. I'm still putting film for other people to see. I'm still being paid. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do the best job I can. Part of their job is getting off the field in the fourth quarter and getting the ball back to the offense. You're playing a team that you only had 12 yards passing in the first half. You couldn't get off the field in the fourth quarter? So no, yes, the offense is the worst thing ever. The special teams is the worst thing ever. The defense is wonderful at home when things are going great and they get to play bad quarterbacks. As soon as they get on the road in front of a different crowd and somebody scores a touchdown, they cower and they just give up.
No, I mean, we've been saying it all year. They play very, very well, elite at home for the most part. They don't, like Brad said perfectly, they don't travel. They do not travel. I told everybody on Thursday when I did the preview, I think I've been saying it now a couple of weeks because it's been the bye. I was nervous about this game just because it was on the road. If it was at home, I'd have been like, oh yeah, Browns are definitely going to beat the Jets. On the road, it's weird how it's just such a different story with this team. I want to do the super chat here from, oh boy, Viva Hernando 1, I think. I'm sorry if I'm screwing that up. Small on my screen. It says, I'm a Shador guy, so I'm new to this Browns thing. I'm hoping he can be the answer at quarterback and the spark for a turnaround. Browns fans deserve better. I think we'll talk about, we have some voicemails too, bringing up Shador, but we'll dive into our expectations a little more for if and when he gets his opportunity. You want to do that commercial break real quick, and then that way it's out of the way?
Well, yeah, one more thing is this says, if they get off the field, what was Dylan going to do? That doesn't matter.
But the thing is, you got to give them, put it in the offense's hands. That's your job, like you said.
Get off the field, do your job, get off the field, and then if Dylan doesn't do it, then we'll all be sitting here saying defense gave you another shot to go win it and you screwed it up. You don't just give up. That's a freaking loser mentality. That's awful.
I know, and we heard back in the Vikings game about, they just needed that one stop in that last drive, and they let them go down the field and score. But it was very much on the offense as well, because we had the ball with, just under 3 minutes to go or something like that, and we couldn't pick up a first down. Like, on offense, that's your job. Keep the other team off the field. You got to lead. You got to protect that lead. You got to hold on to the ball and pick up your first downs, and they weren't able to do it. So, yeah, this team's just a disaster. But we'll do a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back, and we got a whole bunch of other stuff to get into here. This episode is sponsored by Southern New Hampshire University. Browns fans, do you ever feel stuck in your current job? Like, if you just had a different degree or some more education in a certain area, you could do something you really want to do. Well, Southern New Hampshire University has the answers for you. Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your new career today. SNHU is one of the largest online accredited universities in the United States, and it's radically affordable. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the nation. So seriously, what are you waiting for? Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your degree for your new career, 100% online and 100% on your time. snhu.edu/bark.
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living. From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, Alumagard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
Welcome back. Somebody says, I agree, Blake. Thank you. I don't know what you're agreeing on, but I feel like I've said a lot of agreeable things tonight, so I appreciate that. All right. Do we just want to jump into a voicemail to bring us out of this?
Yeah, sure. Here's let's do Connor.
Boys, we got 11 minutes, 38 seconds left. I have seen Dylan Gabriel. I understand a rookie quarterback is going to make rookie mistakes, poor throws, you name it, right? But I have watched this guy up to this point throw 5 balls. I counted 5 that were just uncatchable. 2 of them have been hospital passes. The announcers are absolutely grilling us. I have no idea. We seriously have to be tanky. This is one of the most strangest things ever, right? Like we talk about Jackson Dart, it's not all there, but you just see he's got something to offer. Dylan Gabriel, I'm not even sure he could be a backup quarterback at this point. But anyway, go Dogs. Ooh.
That's when he says, I'm not even sure. That's what my argument was. I think even going back 2 weeks ago, everybody's like, he is what he is. He's a backup. He'll be in the league for a long time. I don't see that. I don't see a guy who can play at this level in the slightest bit. We're talking about DTR 2.0. I mean, DTR had a stronger arm. That's the biggest thing. I think I said this on last week's episode is whenever it's combine time, we're talking about draft picks and all that stuff. People are like, oh, he doesn't have a big at time NFL arm. He doesn't have a rocket arm. I think even Joe Burrow, people are like, oh, he doesn't have the strongest arm. Maybe he'll struggle in Cincinnati in the weather and stuff like that. But then I watched Joe Burrow throw, and he looks like he throws fine. I never, even when I hear analysts and experts talking about guy not having a super strong arm, then I watch them throw and I'm like, they're throwing the ball where it needs to go. They can make all these throws. Maybe not everybody's Josh Allen can throw it 100 miles per hour, but they all throw. This is maybe the first time in my life I've watched the game and noticeably have been able to tell that the quarterback can't throw. And he's not injured. You know what I mean? Like, it's the first time I've ever watched where I'm like, oh, I don't think this guy has an NFL arm, legitimately, and that's a first. I've watched other guys who supposedly don't have NFL arms make throws. This guy looks like if he threw it as hard as he could, he'd be lucky to get it to go 45, 50 yards in the air.
Dude, it's concerning because, you know, all the talk is, you know, draft pick, draft order, all this stuff. What quarterback are we taking next year and all that kind of discussion. This is the regime that looked at DTR and said, yeah, this is the guy we want to bring in here to be a backup quarterback, and thought he was good enough to be the QB2 right off the bat as a rookie. And that didn't work out very well. This is now the regime that, you know, and to the whole tanking for draft picks thing, if you're tanking for a quarterback, why'd you take 2 mid-round, late-round quarterbacks last year? Like that's just kind of a misuse of capital, because what you're putting out on the field, is somebody going to come give you something of value for Dylan Gabriel? You are the ones that evaluated Dylan Gabriel as a 3rd-round pick and said, not only is this guy good enough to be our QB2 to start the season, we think he's good enough to be our QB1 at some point. He's getting first-team reps all year. And this is him on the field? I've said this before. Based on their actions and what they've said about him, I expected a whole lot more than this. This is beyond anything I could have imagined on the bad side of things.
Yes. Super try. Here we go. How much first-team reps Dylan has to get to prove he's just a backup QB? Is Kevin ego above D success of the teammate? When will Miles call out the offense? I don't think Miles is going to call out the offense. He
wasn't too far off today, though.
I don't think he's going to blatantly say it, but I also don't think he'll sugarcoat it or try to hide his disdain. You know,
he didn't. Did you hear his comments after the game?
What'd he say?
They asked him about Kevin sticking with Dylan moving forward, and he said, you know, whoever's playing quarterback is Kevin's decision. He said, I'm not, but that's not him saying, oh no, we support Dylan. We know he's working hard. He just said, hey, that's Kevin's pick or decision, whatever. It's like,
I'm just really hopeful that Kevin says we're going to stick with Dylan Gabriel right after the game. He said the same thing about Joe before they switched to Dylan Gabriel. I'm hoping they go in and they sit down and they're like, we got to switch, because I'm not expecting it.
No,
that's my last remaining hope, because to be honest, there's not really any point watching. You know, why would I tune in? There's almost no point watching Dylan. I'm telling you right now, if Dylan Gabriel starts next week, he'll have turnovers. The Ravens will feast on him. It's tough. I get if we can talk about Shedeur for a second, what expectations are for him, what my expectations are for Shedeur. I don't expect him to come in and all of a sudden turn the offense into the greatest show on turf, but I expect him to throw the ball with some velocity. I expect him to be able to throw a deep shot, you know, and it doesn't look like a punt. I expect him to maybe lead to some more explosive plays. I'm expecting him to throw the ball more than 3 yards down the field over and over and over again. I expect him to take a couple bad sacks, maybe even a lot of bad sacks. I expect maybe even turn the ball over, but I just can't keep watching this, because it's so obvious that this isn't it. And if you put Shedeur in and he's obviously not it either, well, then at least we know.
Yeah.
Then at least we know. Then we can go into next year knowing we're still on the hunt. I can't continue to watch this. There's never been anything more obvious in my life that Dylan Gabriel's not an NFL quarterback.
The reason why I don't expect to see Shedeur anytime real soon, 2 things. One, I've talked about this a ton. The coaching staff has shown no interest in playing him. None. They don't seem eager to get him in there. They don't seem excited to even have him on the team. That's just how it reads, man. That's just the vibe you get ever since he was drafted was like, oh, okay, well, I guess he's on the team, but it doesn't mean we have to play him. And the other thing I know it's Tony Rizzo, but he was at a game. What was it? It was a home game a couple weeks ago, maybe in the Miami game. And he came out and said, I had 2 sources at the game and both sources confirmed the plan is for Shedeur Sanders to play the last 4 games of the season. And if that is true, if the Browns have already established Dylan Gabriel's going to play until the last 4, and then we're going to give Shedeur that last 4 games, Kevin Stefanski will not bench Dylan Gabriel before he has to, before the plan says this is when you're doing it. I firmly believe that.
I just don't think 4 is enough.
It's not. That's what I'm mad about.
Why waste another game? I understand, maybe there's a plan and you're going to give this guy this much, but you already know. You don't need to waste more time. 4 is not enough to see if Shador 4 could be enough. You know what I mean? Like 1 was enough. I watched Dylan Gabriel one game and was like, okay, this is not good. There's nothing there. And I watched 2 games and I knew, and then I watched 3 games and I knew, and 4, and now 5 games and now I know. So 4 games could be enough. But what if Shador does show some juice, and maybe he has some turnovers, and it's not a super smooth operation, but it's like a little bit Jackson Dartish, where okay, it's not perfect, but he's showing like maybe there's a little bit of something there. Sure would be nice if he had 4 more games to kind of get a rhythm and kind of establish some, connections with his receivers and stuff like that. Instead of now we're going into the offseason going, well, he showed some things. Do we roll with him next year, or do we don't know? Like 4 could be enough if he's awful. I don't think he's going to be awful. I think we're going to be sitting there going, wish we would have given him 6, wishing we would have given him 7. And to me, like, that's the coaching malpractice.
Oh, 100%. Because even what you were saying between the 2 guys, like we saw it in the preseason. And I know it's just preseason, all that stuff. But you saw in the preseason that Dylan Gabriel could execute the offense efficiently enough whenever it was scripted, or in the 2-minute drive, whenever it was like, hey, you got to get this quick pass out. It's got to go to the sideline. Boom, boom, boom. He could do that. But there was no plays that made you think, oh, wow, I mean, he can really make things happen. When Shador played, you saw that. Like you said, it wasn't as polished or as like under structure and all that stuff. But this is the NFL. The whole point of an NFL defense is to force the offense out of structure. So you need a quarterback who can function out of structure. And he did that in the preseason game. Like he was able to move, navigate the pocket, step up, find new throwing windows, and just layer those passes that we have. Dylan Gabriel has that he has no like. There's no variation of arm strength, speed, velocity, touch, anything like that. It's just, I see a guy open, I got to get it to him now. And I got to put everything I have into it to get it there. And it's usually, 3 yards above the guy, 2 yards behind him, leading him right into the head of a defender. It's terrible to watch. Just, it's so hard.
Jack says, I watched Shador in college. You can't play the way he did in college in the pros. You don't have the time to run around and try to make plays. I also watched Dylan Gabriel in college, and he played a whole heck of a lot. So it's not it's not a 1-to-1 thing. And I get what you're saying. Like he's going to have to play more on time. He can't just run 20 yards backwards and try to make something out of nothing every single time. My hope is that we have some of that out of him. Hey, make a play when there's a play to be made, but also know when you just got to get down or you got to throw it away, live to see another down, that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is I will take if him learning those lessons also comes with throwing the ball downfield, stretching the defense, making some plays, showing some energy to the offense, I will take the bad with the good, because I think there's a chance there will be more good than bad. And then maybe if he shows the juice and he shows there's something to build on, he is a young guy. We coach it out of him, and then then we have all the good without the bad. Right? My problem with Dylan Gabriel's, it's all bad. And there's almost even his good throws aren't good throws, really. They're super simple. They hang in the air forever. They don't look good. He looks unathletic. He's missing wide open guys. I've seen enough. There's nothing there.
No. Let's hear from Stacy.
Hey guys, it's Stacy. So a couple of things about this Jets game. After this game, if people don't realize that Dylan Gabriel is not the answer at quarterback, then I don't know what else they need to see. Like seriously, this dude, he throws the ball. It just looks awkward. Receivers are bailing him out. He's throwing it high. He's throwing it out of bounds. Like the accuracy is just so awful. I cannot bear to watch another game of him, seriously. So that being said, though, if they are to bring in Shador, my only thing is at this point in the season, I mean, our guys checked out. Like, is Shador going to get the best out of these offensive players, or are they already like, screw this, the season's terrible, so are we going to get a real evaluation of Shador at quarterback, or is it going to be tough sledding with his offense and their will to even want to win at this point? Also, last thing I want to say is Tommy Rees calling plays. Some of them looked okay, but then the 4th and 1 call comes up, and then we're running the ball. We're doing the jet sweep that's working out great with Corley, and then all of a sudden 4th and 1, and he wants to throw the ball with Dylan. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Go Dogs.
Real quick, I want to go back to the point about, Shador's way of playing in college won't work in the NFL. It worked well enough in college that pretty much every draft analyst had him as a top 5 pick, as ranked as the either 1 or 2 quarterback in the entire draft. Okay. So, sometimes scouts and analysts get that kind of thing wrong. Think Zach Wilson, right? It did not work in the NFL. He was not able to adapt, but sometimes it does work. Lamar Jackson, people said he was going to have to be a freaking running back at some point, right? It worked. He was able to adapt and mold his game. Which player is Shador? I don't know, but we need to find out.
Yeah, exactly. And his ceiling is so much higher than Dylan Gabriel's.
Yes,
it's not even close. A thing I wanted to address that she said, do I think players will be checked out by the time Shador comes in and it's going to be tough sledding with him? I would like to think that if they believe in this guy, it seems like a lot of the people on this team, they've always said good things about him, like Denzel Ward and all these guys have talked about how much they like Shador. I'd like to think they'll want to go out and play for him, and it'll be like an energizer. And so I'm hoping that won't be an issue. It's like hey, they finally made the switch. Let's go. Maybe we won't lose the locker room, because if you didn't lose it today, it's on the thinnest point. It's like that eagle that sits on its nose on the little pointy thing. So if you didn't lose it today, that's where you're at. And if you continue to roll Dylan Gabriel out there, it's gonna be gone. And then it's clean house time. So it's just like I'm hoping they'll want to play for him. And that's not an issue. And what was the second point she made? I forget.
Yeah, I do too.
I apologize. Send it
Sorry,
again.
Stacy.
Yes.
We got so many things going on up here.
Well, the chat's going nonstop. I'm trying to keep up with the chat.
It is. It has been crazy. You guys are awesome, by the way. Everybody in the chat, thank you for first of all, for being here, following the show, watching the show, and then engaging like this. Like, you guys are awesome. I did do a poll. We got 444 votes on the poll. I said, should Kevin Stefanski be fired tomorrow? And 88% of people said yes. So I guess that's where the majority of fans that we're pissed off right now.
Well, here's
that was
the deal,
embarrassing
guys.
today.
I will say this. If you fire Kevin Stefanski, the assistant head coach is Bubba Ventrone.
That is scary.
Arguably maybe the worst unit out of the 3. You could make the argument. You know what I mean? So it's be careful what you wish for. But I'm at the point, I know a big thing people have been like, if we fire Kevin, you're going to lose Schwartz. At this point, after watching what I watched today, just they're all got to go. Yes. In my humble opinion, even the defense has underperformed the last 2 seasons. And some people get super pissed when I say that, but
well, and you're not attracting any good head coaching candidates by saying, hey, come work for us. Oh, by the way, we're going to tell you who your defensive coordinator has to be.
Yes.
You got to let the new coach hire his own staff. So that's why when I say, if I ever say fire Kevin or fire AB, I'm meaning fire everybody. The whole regime has got to pack their bags and get their losing ways out of here. The thing real quick, I know a lot of people will say this too, the Browns have historically rushed rookie quarterbacks onto the field before they're ready. Ruin them. I know that's the whole thing. What quarterback are we going to ruin next year and all this kind of stuff. The difference this year for me is that this season is gone. It's lost. And you already know that the first rookie you tried to put out there is clearly not it. And it's not even a matter of him not being ready. I just don't think he's capable, period. There's no amount of time, practice, experience that's going to suddenly make him capable. We need to see if Shador is, because we've got those 2 first-round picks next year. And I keep saying, if you're going to burn a first-round pick next year, you better be damn sure that Shador Sanders is no good.
Yes. Gage says prime. I don't know if he's talking about him being our next head coach.
That's probably what he means.
No, I don't want any of that. I don't think his what makes him great in college. Great. The jury's still out. It's not going to fly in an NFL locker. They're not. He's good because he's good with the kids, helping kids out, getting them to college and showing them how to do things the right way, and making young men. These are professional athletes. It's a completely different message to get people to buy in at that level.
I see people saying, give me John Gruden. Here's the thing that I want to put out there, my perspective on it. I don't need a former been there, done that head coach in the NFL that's gotten fired and rehired and maybe fired again and rehired. You know, how's Pete Carroll working out as a recycle for the, you know, Raiders out there in Vegas? The good head coaches in the NFL came in to their first head coaching job from a coordinator position. It's just that's the way it works. It's really difficult to recycle these guys and find a good one. Like every now and then, again, you'll be the Chiefs and get an Andy Reid. But I'm telling you right now, the Browns aren't in that position.
Neil Gray, thank you for, I think, the third super chat, bro.
I think so, yeah.
The Browns is dysfunctional because we don't have an alpha male player leader on the team. Miles has to be like a Ray Lewis to call out his offense, defense, and even his coach of not being accountable. I will say this, a ton of people, and some people were saying this today in the Discord, so many people get mad because Kevin like doesn't yell and scream, and he's not like a hoorah guy or whatever. If your coach has to be that, you're probably not very good. Even Andrew Hawkins has said this on his podcast. All the best teams that these guys have played on, and if you're an athlete you've ever played on, your leadership is player driven. If your coach has to be that, you're not going to be very good because your coach isn't out there with you. Your coach isn't lifting with you. Your coach isn't doing the work on the field with you. Like, they're there to get you to buy in, but you have to have strong leadership in your locker room at the player level. I don't know if the Browns have had one since Jarvis Landry.
Well, and if you're going to have that sort of a personality at head coach, like I don't disagree that it would be nice to have some of that, but it has to be organic. It has to be sincere and genuine. It can't be, like, it would not work with Kevin because that's not who he is. If you want that, you have to make sure that the person you hire is that, and it cannot come off in a way, because you got to remember, this is completely different than college football. This is the NFL, this is pro. These guys are all millionaire athletes, the best in the world, and they all have egos. That's why it is so difficult navigating a locker room. And like you've been saying with Kevin in this locker room, if you lose it, you are screwed, because these guys, if you lose their respect, it's over. Because we're all grown men here working our jobs, making money for our families in the NFL. That's kind of the way it works. So if you lose the respect of those players, you really don't ever get it back.
No, and I just like I like that Kevin doesn't get too high or too low. I need somebody on my team to step up. Who's the vocal leader of the Browns roster? Like Miles is a great player, but he's not really like that vocal leader kind of guy. He just kind of goes out there and lets his play do it. You know what I mean? But he's not like a hoorah guy. We saw him get the team fired up a couple of weeks ago against the Dolphins, but I feel like there's been plenty of times where like Miles has done things that he's not a great leader. He's a great player, which is fine. Okay. He's the best of the best. That's fine. And that's what he is. But like Jarvis was that guy who was like your lunch pail, galvanize the locker room, give the speech, hold people in the locker room accountable. We haven't had that since he left. There's none of that. And if your coach has, like I said, if your coach has to be that guy, you're probably not going to be a very good football team. And that's why so much of like our player acquisition, getting guys like Deshaun and Mike Hall and stuff, it's like you can't keep drafting people like this and then wonder why there's no accountability in your locker room.
So I was listening to Jake Burns' Browns Film Breakdown podcast the day after that Paul DePodesta, that news came out that he was leaving. And he was going back and looking at, kind of like I did before too here on the show, some of the Moneyball stuff that Paul put into place, in baseball. And he said, there's more of an emphasis on analytical things rather than the human side of football or the human side of the player. So it's more of, I forget the name that they used. I think it was in Oakland with the Athletics. They brought in a player who it was pretty much a bad locker room kind of guy, but he could get on base. He had a high on base percentage, so they didn't care about the locker room thing. And in football, it's just so much different because you got 11 people on your side of the ball trying to do everything at the same time, and it all has to work together. It has to be cohesive. And that goes all the way to the locker room. So when you bring in guys like Deshaun Watson, you bring in guys like Kadarius Toney or any of these other, people that have some of these off-field issues or locker room problems, you're looking at the analytics and completely removing the impact it's going to have on the people that are involved in the team. And I agree with you 100% on that.
Somebody in here, it's your boy Oz, says, you don't know because you're not in the locker room. I know because we can watch. There's no accountability. You don't need that to win. Yes, you do. Pat Mahomes isn't that guy, and the Chiefs win. I didn't say it had to be your quarterback. I just said you need somebody on your team. And Pat Mahomes 100% holds people accountable. He takes it on himself all the time. Okay. Josh Allen's not that guy. Are you in that locker room? How do you know? And again, I didn't say it has to be the quarterback. It doesn't have to be your best player. Somebody in that locker room has to be a guy who holds people accountable, who gets in people's faces if they're late to meetings. It can't just always be the coach. Yes, players have to. It's about your players have to hold other players accountable. Even going back to high school football, that's why the whole team runs, not just one guy. Mm-hmm. Then you'll beat the shit out of the guys for making the whole team run. Yes.
I can't believe they said Pat Mahomes isn't that guy. Anyway,
I know.
Let's do a voicemail from, hey, here's your boy Fake Burns.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach again, aka Fake Burns, what Blake called me. But here after a brutal loss against the Jets, who were terrible, absolutely terrible all year. Not that we haven't been, but not a good game at all. Obviously, the special teams letting up 2 returns for 2 touchdowns is ridiculous. And on top of that, we lost because of 2 middle school-like penalties. Defensive holding at the end of the game for a first down on third down is ridiculous. And then we jump off sides when the Jets clearly aren't going to run a play, and they're going to call a timeout with 1 second left on their play clock and give us the ball back. But, we jumped anyway, even though everyone except for our defensive line could tell. Doesn't feel good. Does not feel good at all. I don't think Gabriel is the answer either, as obviously. But, I don't even care who the quarterback is at this point for the rest of the year. Put Shedeur in. Don't put Shedeur in. Put Shedeur in for the final 4 games like you guys talked about. Hell, just let Gabriel ride it out. Let Shedeur, announce Shedeur's the starter the moment the season ends for the entire offseason. Give him an offseason. Let's see how he does next year. Please, God, do not draft a quarterback in the first round. I'm sorry. I cannot take another quarterback on this team that just doesn't work out. Give me Kirk Cousins. Give me literally anything else. I just don't want to see another rookie quarterback next year. Maybe we take one the following year. I am fed up. Go Browns. Hoo-hoo.
Thanks, Jake.
Yes. I still don't believe it's not Jake. The penalties. One, the defensive holding call, to me, that was atrocious. That was as mad as I am about the defense in the fourth quarter, that was such a bad call. One, they weren't even going to pass it. And he didn't even touch that. He maybe bumped him. That was such a weak call to call in that moment. That was awful officiating. The jumping off sides, this is where I want to see some accountability. Cut that guy. I don't know what the rules are. Cut him. No, there's only 17 games. You can't cost us a chance at winning a football game that has a chance to save my job as a coach on the dumbest play of all time.
Now, hang on a second. That's exactly what I said about Andre Schmidt week 1. And you said, no, we got to give him a chance.
And aren't you glad I said no?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying now.
Maybe
who jumped off sides? It was Chad Thomas, right?
Here's the thing. There's a big difference between missing a kick and watching the ball on an obvious. They were not calling it. I bet you they didn't even have a play called.
Either way, you lost. You lose the game. I still get more mad about kicks because it's the only damn thing he has to do.
All you have to do on the defensive line is watch the ball. I played defensive line. I can say I never once jumped off sides. and I didn't get paid millions of dollars to not do it. That was, to me, that's a cuttable offense. Kicking, that'd be like missing a kick sucks, but you don't cut a player when they miss a free throw. Especially, it's a percentage thing. He's going to make more than he misses. When somebody just has a mental mistake that literally costs you the chance to win the football game because they can't do the simplest thing. There's not even a play going on. It's just a mental mistake of just watching the football. You want to send a message to the locker room? Cut that guy. I would cut that guy. We had a super chat up here. I don't want to forget these. Jimmy Cleveland, we appreciate you. He says, I'm here for Shador and became a fan of the Browns because of it, but it's clear they're tanking in front of our faces, just like they said we're having a quarterback competition. I didn't think we were actively tanking. Like, I thought the Jets were actively tanking. I thought we were maybe not putting our best foot forward. But I don't know if today was a tank job or if it was just a colossal failure.
I would say colossal failure. I'd be more on that side because we've seen several of these colossal failures this year and this year and last year. So I think that draft pick positioning just happens to be a benefit of the colossal failures rather than the goal of the team. Because like you said, the Jets, their front office, it's not, I know you said it this way earlier. I don't think any team tries to lose. They're just not trying their best to win.
Yes.
It's a little bit different. Like, you know, the coach still goes out. I mean, the coach still wants his record and his job to be good. Like you said earlier, the players still got to put tape out there if they want to keep their jobs for years and years and years down the line. So no player goes out there and gets their ass kicked in practice all week and puts their body on the line because they want to lose. Now, the front office can put a bad product together to try not to win, which, hey, maybe that's what the Browns did on offense. If that's the case, I want them gone too. Like, I don't want a front office that thinks that way and is like, hey, this is acceptable. This offense it's got to be the worst thing assembled. And I've seen a lot of people saying this is worse than the 0-16, the 1-31 years. And I feel that, man. Like, this feels worse.
We have 2 wins.
It feels worse because we have
double than what we had in 2 seasons during that stretch.
The thing is, I think a lot of people are saying we have a defense that is good enough to keep us in pretty much any game. Now, if they're better at home than on the road, but they'll still keep you in the games. They've kept us in the games for the most part, at least up until halftime for a lot of these. It's just, there's always a way to lose, and we always seem to find it.
Somebody said in here, you're ready to fire the special teams coordinator after 1 game, LOL. It's not 1 game. Where have you been?
It's been, the thing is, the last coordinator sucked. What was it, Prefer?
Yeah.
He was terrible. I don't know what's going on, man. It's just, yeah, I was saying fire Bubba early in the season. Like
Aaron Butler says, thank you, Browns coaches. Thanks for playing Dylan Gabriel versus the Baltimore Ravens. You guys are appreciated.
You're welcome, buddy. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Just don't be in here next week talking crap. We know, Aaron.
He was in here talking crap before the show, and I'm like, dude, if you think that we have any illusion that the Browns are going to somehow win next week or be competitive with the Ravens, man, you have not been watching the show. Like, you guys are going to kill us.
It was fun going back and forth with you for a couple of years when we were like kind of trading blows with you guys. That ship has sailed. maybe come back next year if things are different and we can go tit for tat again. But right now, like, we know.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yep.
Do we have any more voicemails? I don't remember how many we played.
2 more. Let's do Mick.
Hey guys, it's Mick from San Diego. Another week where the Browns were better than the other team on the stat line, and obviously the score reflects otherwise. It's time. Gabriel, your opportunity is done. We come off a bye week and we just look terrible. Offensively, defensively, special teams, all of it. Like, I don't understand how we can get 2 back-to-back penalties on 4th downs to give the Jets first downs and end the game. This team lacks discipline, lacks direction, lacks everything. At this point, we need to see what Shador can do so that we can potentially go ahead and waste another draft pick on a quarterback, because we have no idea what we're doing when it comes to the draft and drafting quarterbacks. So put Shador in, see what we've got. Hopefully he can do something, and then we can finally get a wide receiver, number 1 wide receiver in the draft. If not, start all over. I don't know what's going on, Browns being the Browns, but yeah, this sucks. Well, on to next week. Go Browns. Ooh.
That's not the most Brown things ever. Ugh, this team's killing me. I'll see you guys next week. Go Browns.
Why do I watch this crap? Hey, don't do anything on Sunday. At 1 o'clock, I got to watch the Browns. Well, next week it's 4:30. But
is it Sunday yet?
Yeah.
Oh, is it 4:30 next week?
Yeah, dude. It's gonna run up to, like, as soon as the game's over, we're gonna be doing the show.
Oh man. Well, that'll suck. At least when we do it this way, I have a few hours to decompress.
Yeah, I know. Go play with the kids. Like, just have a little bit of fun. see what life's all about. We're just going to be angry. Here,
how many years? Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, there's a comment here. How many years have we not had a good wide receiver core since 99? Only one we had was Cooper. AB can't draft wide receivers. AB can't draft wide receivers. Nobody in Cleveland has been able to. We, outside of like a handful of seasons since we've been back, we just never had playmakers. It's like we're allergic to them. And part of the problem is we're constantly chasing the all-elusive franchise quarterback. And until you have that, super tough to draft other positions. It's tough to build around anything when you don't have that guy. But sure would be nice to just like have, 2 or 3 really good wide receivers. And it's like, oh, okay, let's just make a young quarterback or a veteran free agent quarterback's life a little easier because they're throwing to NFL caliber wide receivers, not nobodies.
Yeah.
I mean, Isaiah Bond can't get on the field anymore. And for a stretch run this year, he was our wide receiver too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was hurt today, but I mean, that's part of it. Cedric Tillman was hurt for how many weeks? And it's like, I don't know. There's just nobody reliable.
This.
Plus, when they're afraid when they're legitimately afraid to catch the ball because they know if I go and try to make a play on this pass, I'm getting murdered because my quarterback doesn't know how to throw a pass.
There was a Jerry Jeudy play late in the game, and it was like maybe a 20-yard pass, and it went off his hands a little bit. And I'm like, if he would have caught that, he would have got decapitated. And most of the time, I'm like, you're going to get hit anyways, catch the ball. But also, it's hard to think when I'm a wide receiver, like, I wish this guy'd quit doing this to me.
Yeah, if it was like once and you just need to make a play, but if it's over and over and it's like every pass that comes your way is potentially, I'm going to the ER after this.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and unless you got anything else, we should probably wrap it up because we're running.
I thought we had one more.
We do. I mean, I can play it real quick.
What's up, guys? You're fan here in Jersey. It's Justin again. Optimism gone. If Shedeur Sanders is not in by next week, we just need to start rioting in front of the stadium. I mean, this is absolutely absurd that we're going to lose to the 1-7 Jets after they literally just sold their 2 best players that they have. Unbelievable. But still, let's go Browns. Ooh.
It wasn't.
I completely agree. I think I said in a text right after, until Shedor's in, maybe I just check out. There's no point. There's no point. I guess I'll watch so I can do these episodes with you guys. But other than that,
the episodes are all the same. Offense sucks. Yes. Dylan Gabriel can't throw the ball. Stupid penalties, stupid mistakes, special teams blows. There you go. There's your episode every week. It's like Kevin's press conference. You know what it's going to be. You know it by heart.
But all right. Well, we got one. You guys are pros because I've recently just become a fan. It's hard waiting till Sunday and then this. Hey, man, you know that James Franco meme where he's got the noose around his neck and it says "first time, huh?" That's like us. I've been doing this since I was like 3-4 years old. This isn't new to me. Okay, I'm weathered. I've built up a tough exterior to this. This is just another Sunday during football season for me. This is why God gave us the Buckeyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we sit here and we do things like, man, I can't believe we just lost to the Jets. But then I think like Thursday, I was sitting here on the preview show saying we could lose to the Jets. I know it's a possibility. It's definitely in the range of outcomes.
I'll never say I can't believe we lost to the Jets because we've lost to them before in worse ways.
Yep.
So, we've lost. I've seen so many games where afterwards the entire internet is just like, this is the first time anybody's done this since the turn of the century. This is the first time anybody's lost in this way since a gladiator lost in the Colosseum in 1600 BC. This is just my life. This is nothing new. So, we're dead inside. But all right. Well, we appreciate you guys being here with us. Yes. It's anybody who did a super chat tonight. Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. And we've trying to make an effort to make sure we get to them. YouTube chats sometimes are tough to find because it goes so fast. And that's because you guys, the chat's just nonstop all the time. We greatly appreciate everybody being here, watching us live on these Sunday nights. Even when the Browns suck, you guys still show up for us and make the episodes fun. So we appreciate that. Again, Browns lose a tough one today. They're going to keep losing tough ones. Hopefully we'll see a quarterback change, but I doubt it. Only a few more weeks though, and I have a feeling we'll be talking about coaching changes and regime changes, so that'll be fun. So, and we have the Buckeyes still. Oh, and before screw Class A. That's what I want to say to get off of here. And anybody who is possibly throwing games for the Guardians in the postseason. If it comes out he's throwing games in the postseason, give him the chair. Public execution. So that's what I wanted to say right here. And we got the Buckeyes. So hang tight, guys. Season's almost done. We'll get to talk about the draft. That'll be fun again. So we appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you guys later this week when we preview the loss to the Ravens.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Browns fans, if you're like me, the stresses in life only increase the older you get. Your family, your job, your bank account, just a few things that drive the cycle of stress every day. And if you have people constantly depending on you, it can put a heavy weight on your mental health. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Why does no one appreciate everything I'm trying to do for them? If these thoughts have ever darkened your day, 1, you're not alone, and 2, I highly recommend talking to someone, and that's where BetterHelp could be the right resource for you. Head to BetterHelp, HELP.com/dogs, DAWGS for 10% off your first month of talk therapy. Just fill out a simple questionnaire and BetterHelp will match you with the best therapist for your needs. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. BetterHelp is 100% online. You can talk with your therapist on the phone, via face chat, or even through text message. Your therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from new perspectives. So what are you waiting for? Take the first step to making positive improvements in your life. Head to BetterHelp.com/dogs now for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dogs for 10% off your first month.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.